bro. You see, you get paranoid, man. You know, and like in times of crisis, you get paranoid. I mean, I'm always paranoid, right? You know, I scream when somebody just comes up from behind the support.
All right, let's do
That's
this.
exactly what I do. Well, we've been live, dude. We heard your girlfriend yell at you the entire freaking time.
They're yelling at the dogs.
No, she's yelling at you, Cody. Why do you let her treat you like this, man? You are JW Football Talk, and you are being physically and mentally abused, Cody.
Oh, is that right?
So why do you let this happen?
Dude,
We have the best.
Right,
We have Medieval. We have Sam Bullock. We have my wife, Abigail Geary. We have Albert. We have Jason. And we are here to tell you, Cody, that it's okay. It is it is okay, bro. And we got Mr. Patrick Storm. Patrick, if you would love to come on, I would love to shoot you a DM and have you come on. So let's just say hi to everybody. The best. What's up, Medieval? I am here. Yes, sir. Sam Bullock. Hello. Abby's here. Alberto's here. Jason's here. Green Assassin is here. MBRJR.
Pat's losing, man. He's losing at COD.
Pat said he's playing COD. Apparently, he's pretty good. He's back. Dookie Sword. Dookie Sword. Oh, so you play with Patrick Storm, but when I asked to play with Patrick Storm, he's like, "Nah, bro, I'm busy, bro. I'm busy, dude. I'll tell you when you get off. I'll tell you somebody gets off, man." Daryl Ross, what's up? Hey, we started off pretty strong, Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because we all care about you, bro. Like, you know, we want you to get out of this toxic relationship you're in and come to rehab, you know? You know, Diamond Dallas Page, he had this house. He called it the accountability house. So Patrick Storm is playing with Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney says, Patrick, if there's ever a way to bring Jadeveon Clowney onto the 713 Houston Sportcast, let me know. I would do whatever he has. We are broke, but I would love to cook him some food. You know, maybe a couple of brewskis. That's all I could do for Jadeveon Clowney. Look, bro, I can't pay you, dude, but I make a mean burger, bro. All right, Cody, let's tell them the real reason why we're here. We are a couple weeks away from Thursday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, against a team who you had by the balls, up 21-0, and yet you let it fall. And you know, that game, I rewatched the game today. I saw a lot of things we did awesome. I saw a lot of things we messed up on. You know what we did? We let our foot off the gas. You know, we got too comfortable. And if there's one mindset that I want the Houston Texans season is I don't care. So Patrick just said 99 chance he's not coming back. But Seattle's still after Jadeveon Clowney. But, you know what they say about 99.9%? There's still that 0.1%. But Jadeveon Clowney, guys, not coming to the Houston Texans. Patrick Storm said it today on Twitter. We will talk about that later. But Patrick Storm keeps on dropping the bombs. If I had to guess, he may actually sit out this season. Now, okay, Cody, so, you know, his girlfriend called him away for some reason. But Jadeveon Clowney, if he sits out this season, like, let me ask the chat, does this solidify the Texans winning the Jadeveon Clowney trade? Even before we've seen a full season of Garyon Conley and a full season of Jacob Martin. You see, because I think this trade has no victor just. Here's why I say that. I mean, obviously, the Houston Texans still have the guys that they traded for, right? Jacob Martin, and then they use that third-round pick for Mr. Garyon Conley. I think if we see them ball out, then you just obviously won this trade. Apparently, according to Aaron Reese, that that Jacob Martin has looked like the best. You know, he has disrupted the most. Been the most disruptive defender in camp. Corey said, has your opinion of the team since the scrimmage and training camp? Well, one thing we know is that I am more excited about this team now. from whatever little that we saw from the scrimmage, we heard that on the first drive, Deshaun Watson went, I think, 4 for 4 or 5 for 5, scored a touchdown, hit 4 different receivers, and that is what you've been wanting for the Houston Texans offense without DeAndre Hopkins to be spread around. So if that's what we were doing, then I'm absolutely here for it, right? Because if you spread the ball to 4 different wide receivers, you basically have a pick your poison offense. Harris, Beer, howdy. Louis, what is up? Carlos, yo. Green Assassin, hello. So I am very excited about this offense based on what I hear after scrimmage and training camp. What say you, Cody Johnson?
I was all away from the computer. So what exactly are we talking about?
So basically, after the scrimmage, after the way training camp has gone from what we heard, because we can't see because everything's on lockdown, has your opinion kind of like changed for the Texans? Like, are you more excited, or are you just waiting to see what's going to happen?
Waiting to see. I mean, it's practice. I've been given a lot of slack to Ari from Texas Unfiltered about Collie Waring, 9-1, right? And he's telling everybody, oh, he's barely practiced, blah blah blah. It's practice still, guys. This isn't game. Like, we can get as excited as we want. David Johnson's been looking good. That's great. It's just, you got to wait and see it on the field. Game time is a totally different thing. That's just what it is. So we'll see come September 10th.
Yeah, and September 10th is not that far away, dude. It is basically, we're in the 28th of August. Almost about 13 days away. Patrick Storm said Astros about to walk off the field in protest. Apparently, they will be wearing the Jackie Robinson number 42. Jackie Robinson, one of the reasons why baseball was integrated. Playing for, I forgot their name. I think it was the Monarchs. I could be wrong. Just don't quote me on that. But Jackie Robinson was a special kind of player, a Hall of Fame player, greatest of all time. So. Players are protesting, Cody, about the murder that I forgot his name, but rest in peace to him.
Blake.
Shot 7 times. Yeah, Blake something got shot 7 times in the back. But we're gonna move on. That is a very, very touchy subject. What? Oh, I'm sorry. He did not die. I'm sorry. He did not. He was okay. David Johnson or J.J. Watt, who do you think will be most likely get the comeback player, comeback player of the year? Whew, that's a tough one. I mean, what are the chances J.J. Watt plays a full season?
Yeah. The injury thing for JJ kind of gives him an edge if he does play a full season. The injury from last year, you get what I'm saying? Where, he missed, how many games was it? It was half the season, wasn't it? Yeah. So if he comes back and he plays well, plays full 16 games and does well, then it's JJ. Because, David just got beat after he came back from injury. So I guess it would be comeback, but they tend to give those things to guys who were injured and then came back. So I would go JJ.
I think it's a toss-up because apparently David Johnson is in the best shape he's ever been. I know everybody always says that, but if you compare pictures of what he looks like in the Texas uniform compared to last year, dude looks absolutely chiseled. So, it's just a wait and see. Corey has a good question, week 1 prediction, and what would you say if the Houston Texans lose to a field goal? Would you be happy or would you be kind of upset?
It depends on the game. Like
35-38. It's like a 35-38 game. Offense is doing good. Defense is just struggling on both sides of the team. But it shows that you're able to hang with them.
I don't know. I wouldn't put too much stock into it. Look, week 1 is always the flukiest week of the season. The New England Patriots lost 42-24 after coming off a Super Bowl victory to the Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's great for them. They beat, but it's just the flukiest game of the season. So it just depends on how they play. It depends on how the defense plays, really, and how the offensive weapons mesh together. I can't say for now, because if it's a 3-point game, but they stopped playing in the third, and we just got back right up in there, the late third, and then we just got back in there with 20 seconds left in the fourth. You get what I'm saying? So it depends on the game. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. It's just I got to actually see it before I can say that.
I think this week one is probably the most important week ones we've had in a long time, because this is the first time we do not have a number one wide receiver. This is the first time that Bill O'Brien, or not the first time, but Bill O'Brien is not calling the offense. We have 2 new coordinators. This is basically a brand new Houston Texans team. They didn't rebuild, right? In any way, shape, or form, this was not a rebuild. What they did is that they rebranded themselves, right? They are now a team of speed. They are now a team that you cannot afford to make a mistake against, because if we catch you slipping, and we will, then it's a home run play. Deontay Wilder, who was a former world heavyweight champion, he only had 1 hit, but that 1 hit could knock anybody out. All he needs is 1, and if you're a team like the Houston Texans, who you have a lot of home run Fuller, all you need is 1.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but they have all those guys too.
Yeah, they do. So that's why it's going to be a good game, man. I'm actually excited. So. Like I'm excited. I mean, I know a lot of people say don't put a lot of stock into week one, but I am. I'm putting a lot of stock because, we're going to see if O'Brien really gave this system to Tim Kelly, which he said he has, but if we see a Will Fuller screen on 1st and 10, we're like, all right. Like we know who's running this thing, but dude, it's just a brand new different Houston Texans team.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, I get it. I see, like I've said, what they're trying to do on paper. I just got to see it on the field before I can actually judge it,
So a very good battle that we we didn't expect to be is the tight end group, right? We've heard that almost, every other day, one of the tight ends is doing great. Whether it's Darren Fells or Jordan Akins or Jordan Thomas, even Mr. Kahale Waring. Who do you like to see as that number 1 tight end?
It's definitely going to be Jordan Akins.
I think Jordan Akins is the right way to go.
For the foreseeable future, until I would like to see what Kahale Waring can do. I hated the pick initially because, as a 3rd-round tight end when we just drafted a 3rd-round tight end the year before. You know what I'm saying? And then I watched this film and I saw how fluid he was, how soft his hands were, and that he needed some molding a little bit. He really only played a little bit of football. So it's just like I'd like to see him, and then I'd like to see Jordan Thomas kind of get the red zone stuff. But apparently Akins has been doing good in the red zone as well. Honestly, I don't see a need for Darren Fells.
Yeah.
I don't see a need for him on the team. I thought the re-signing was stupid. It's really just give the other 3 tight ends have higher ceilings. You can get what you got out of Darren Fells in the red zone from Jordan Thomas. Plus, you got Jordan Akins and Kahale Waring. I just don't see a need for Darren Fells.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if there's any tight end that fits the system of what the Houston Texans want to run, which is, a tight end who can stretch the field, it's Jordan Akins or Kahale Waring.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's more Kahale Waring. The dude looks like a monster. He looks like he's jacked, and he looks like he has some speed to him. So it's just a question of which tight end do we want to see. I would love to see Akins there. I think he should have been in there a lot more than what he was last season. But here's a good question for Mr. Mournful Slasher. Hey, what's up, man? Do you consider Andre Johnson and Brian Cushing Hall of Famers? Brian Cushing, absolutely not. Andre Johnson, it's going to be very hard for him to get in.
I can see it's just going to be a while. It's going to be a while.
Do you see where it's like a Chris Carter situation?
Yeah, maybe it could be like 10 years down the line. We see him finally get in. Brian Cushing, I don't think so. I don't. He's got the PEDs kind of taint anything he might have done, but even then, he wasn't good enough for the Hall of Fame. Just like he was Texans legend, I guess, but not good enough for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean, I totally agree. Moving on, Mr. Harris Beard said, I was hyped after week 1 loss last year. I would definitely be all right with the 3-point loss. I was hyped after last year, too, that you were able to go toe-to-toe Monday night on the Saints. Too bad Aaron Colby, what he does. That was a hard game for him. I mean, when you get snagged by Taysom Hill, dude, you're like, come on, bro, what are we doing here? Morningstar said, we need a Texan in the Hall of Fame. I think it's going to be Andre Johnson, J.J. Watt, and maybe Deshaun Watson. I mean, Deshaun Watson looking like he's going to be a primetime player. Daniel Martinez said, if Fuller manages to play a full season, do you think he becomes our number 1, or will he always be number 2? I think if he plays a full season, I don't know how he's not the number 1 wide receiver. There was a stat that in 16 games he played, with Deshaun Watson. Of course, it's not over 1 season because he manages to stay freaking healthy. He managed to stay healthy. He would have had like 1,200 yards, like 8+ touchdowns. So it's a wait and see with Will Fuller. I think right now Brandon Cooks is the number 1.
Yeah, right now, just he hasn't shown us enough. We've seen flashes, and we also seen flashes of him dropping 3 balls against Kansas City, 3 touchdown passes against Kansas City. So we got to see it enough consistently. He's got to stay healthy. He can be a number 1. He has to prove it. He hasn't proved it. Proven it.
Yes. I believe Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb will bring what we need to be a competitive team. I'm very excited about Randall Cobb. Somebody who a lot of people aren't really talking about. But boy, to have an actual, I know you're already rolling your eyes, but having a true slot wide receiver that we haven't had in a very long time, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I just think he haven't had an overrated season last season, to be honest, and I don't think he's going to get that same thing here that he did there. He might. We'll see. I don't know. That offense was the number 1 offense in the league, and he had 2,000-yard receivers on either side of him and a 1,000-yard back. And
they played against horrible teams, too.
And either way, he was never double covered. I mean, it was props to him, but it's just like he was also a guy that was on the injury report week out last year. So yeah. I like the slot mentality thing, but we'll see.
Fat Corey says, I'm not calling you Fat Corey, but I'm Corey. Corey, we love you, bro. Corey, rapper. Please drop your info in the chat. How do you think the new look Texans fare against the other heavy hitters in the AFC? Now, this is a very good question, but let's talk about who the heavy hitters are. It's obviously Kansas City. It's obviously Baltimore. Who else do you put?
Pittsburgh.
You think with the healthy Big Ben, they're heavy hitters? Yeah,
I think that defense makes them heavy hitters. The rest is kind of to be determined.
Yes, I think there's 5 teams that could come out of the AFC. And
what's your other 2? Us or what was the last team?
Well, for one, it's Kansas City, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, us, and then maybe the Bills.
I like the Colts better than the Bills, to be honest.
You like the Colts better than the Bills? Okay, well, I mean, how we stack up against them if we have one player? That is Deshaun Watson. When you have Deshaun Watson, you're going to be in every single game that you have. Like, he is going to keep you in games. He is going to keep you in playoff contention. The only question is are the other people around him going to step up as well? Because that's because we've seen Watson do amazing things. It's like, I mean, how do you get kicked in the eye and then throw a touchdown? We basically saw what happened with that quarterback from the Jets when Dominican Sue and then somebody else just like creamed him in the middle and watched Tyron Jones. I think it's special, man. It's special.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, we finally got a guy, and then we finally patched up the line. It's just now we don't have the defense.
It's crazy how life works, right? We had a defense, we had a line, no quarterback, and now we have a quarterback, a line, and no defense. LCB, what is up? MBR says we have enough tight ends. I agree. We have 4. It's going to see who makes. Hey, Ruben, how are you and the family doing? Just got here. Doing good. I was expecting a hurricane to come, Cody. Thank God it didn't hit us. But it's kind of raining right now, so if my power goes
right over me.
Right? Yeah. So if my power goes out, just know it's not me. Jason says Fells ain't dropped nothing in the end zone. I mean, I hope not. You're 6'7", dude. Like you're a big, like you're a big body. He was, and that's why I was surprised we gave him that type of contract, because I don't see him being the tight end in the red zone again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's cut, to be honest with you guys.
After paying him $10 million,
it's not $10 million, it's $7 million over 2 years.
Oh, 7 over 2 years.
So 3.5, which 3.5 you have higher ceiling tight ends. I want to touch on, as a comment a little bit above that, I kind of lost it, but something about him catching a ball in the Bills game. Do you see that?
I'm looking for it. I think he dropped one, right?
Yeah, I was like, he dropped one, like a crucial one that would have put the game away.
Yeah, it was third down. It was that freaking read option we love to do with him, and he drops it. Would have iced the game. VIP player says, what do you think about the Astro game being postponed? I think they're using their platform to do what they believe in. Whether you agree with it or not, that's your own take. But moving on, I believe we need Darren Fells, as he has been consistent with his catches.
Yeah,
for example. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here's the thing about, I'm glad we brought up Darren Fells. He doesn't fit your team. Like, he doesn't fit your scheme at all. If you're going to tell me that, like, we're going speed, Legion of Zoom, then that's not what Darren Fells is. He's a possession tight end. Like, there's no need.
I mean, look, Jordan Thomas gives you that. We saw it his rookie year. About half the snaps, 3 touchdowns to Darren Fells, 7 touchdowns in half the snaps. Like, you don't need Darren Fells. All he got, like, literally go watch his highlights. It's either a fade, like a little fade route, or it's that read option fake, and then they dump it off to him, and then he falls into the end zone. But you can get that to work with other guys.
Man, it works.
You can get that to work with
Carlos said, Cody liked the Cowboys. Yeah, he's actually a Cowboys fan. He is a closet Cowboys fan. Angus said, what are your expectations for a minute who, I'll say, what, 4 or 5 sacks?
I think, yeah, that's probably good, because I think he's rotational, to be honest.
What are your top 3 games to watch this season? Obviously, week 1, KC against us. I mean, you could say week 2 too, Baltimore.
You can say
you can say all of them.
But you got. I think you got to throw. You got
New
to
England.
throw one of the division games in there. Green Bay is a good one.
I'm not worried about this division, bro.
Bro, you're tripping.
I'm not tripping. I want all the smoke when it comes to this division, man. I want all of it, bro.
So, okay, let me ask you this. For you, where does this division rank?
I want
all.
What? I said, I want all of this. What do you say, bro?
Oh, all right. Where is this division rank in the top divisions in the NFL out of the 8?
Out of the 8, you have to go. Where's my
NFC West has to be first.
Yeah, NFC West has to be completed first with the Chiefs. Not the Chiefs, the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams. I mean, you could go the AFC North with Baltimore.
That's a good one.
I don't think the AFC West.
I think it's us, man.
Yeah.
I think we can have an argument for 2. I think it's us, and then it's the NFC South right there, too.
Yes.
We're in the top 4 divisions. Like,
All Might said he dropped a touchdown in the scrimmage. Yes, actually, All Might, welcome, bro. I haven't seen you before. Corey said expectations for Weaver his first year. Apparently, in the scrimmage, Watson was getting pressure from every single way. I'm excited for Anthony Weaver. He said he wants to be exotic, and if you're exotic, you got to bring everything. That's why I think you got to throw everything you have at Patrick Mahomes. So.
Yep. I agree. I got to see him in a game to know my expectations. I mean, we were the 19th overall ranked defense. We did minimal to upgrade talent on defense. We're just hoping for internal growth. Hopefully the 17th ranked defense. Like,
I would love to be 13. I think 13
Right,
puts you in a very good spot. VIP said, "Are we going to make moves?" Doesn't look like it, bro. I wish we could. Morning Forward Slasher said, "I think John Gennard is asleep and he will be a beast." Apparently, he's making waves at camp. Harris Bill say, "Chiefs, Ravens, Colts." I mean, that's not bad. Tony Hernandez, if we have more than that, I'm calling y'all out. If he have more than that,
More than what?
I think he's talking about Darren Fells. Rob Hugg says, "What up, Ruben? Hey, bro, what up? My name is spelled R-U-B-N. I hate that extra E in the name. I'm like, who came up with that?" Harris Beer said, "AFC West is scary. Chiefs, Broncos are playoff teams. Raiders and Chargers could be playoff sleepers. Also, put whatever the Saints division is over us, so we 5. I mean,
I don't agree.
The Falcons, Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers."
I love Coach Rule, and let's go to the NFC South real quick. Coach Rule of Carolina, they're rebuilding, though. They're going to take time. Atlanta?
I don't know, man, because Bridgewater looks good. He look, him and Rodney Anderson. Oh my God. Robbie Anderson. Okay, we get it, bro. You know, player.
But anyways, the Falcons. We never know which team shows up. They could be really good. They could be really bad. They should, whatever. And then the Saints and the Bucks. Okay, I get what you're saying there. I still think the AFC South is tougher because 3 teams. Then we go to the West. I like the Broncos. We don't know yet, though. The Raiders, we don't know yet, though. The Chargers, we don't know yet, though. How are you going to put the AFC West for one team over us? Like, come on, dude. Come on, man. You're reaching there.
So there's a question before I get – I'm not sure if a Mournful Slash was trolling. He said, "I think David Carr was a great quarterback. I wear his jersey with pride." I mean, bro, we didn't give that guy an offensive line, dude. I mean, that's the sad thing about it. I mean, the same thing's happening with his brother. Down there in Las Vegas. Ray Calavillo asked you a question. How was the draft last week? Our draft was pretty live, bro.
It was. I was there for a second.
Oh, man, guys. For those of you who don't know, I see Football League, and we had like a little get-together draft party. Cody got hammered, couldn't drive home. He had to sleep on the couch. I'm absolutely lying. I don't think Gary Conley been doing good in training camp lately. Well, he had ankle surgery, so that does play a part. Apparently, he's been getting kind of burnt. But I mean, it's. I mean, when you're coming off of surgery, you know, like anytime when you're on the table and they open you up, it's gonna take a while, man. You know, and also it is a mental thing. You know, like, hey, like I got this thing surgically repaired. I don't want to do anything to damage it.
Yeah, for sure. So I was reading another comment and thing. I don't think Gary Conley has been doing that. Again, like you just said, injury thing. I mean, we saw Watson was slow coming back from the ACL tear after his rookie year, so it takes time. We'll see. Again, like you just said. I mean, we saw. But I'm reading this comment. You say we don't know what the Broncos and Raiders are, but speak highly of the Colts when we had all 3 of the same record. 2 years ago, the Colts were in the playoffs. Where are the Raiders and Broncos? They lost Andrew Luck, my guy. Like, you lose your star quarterback, yeah, you might fall off a little bit. It is what it is.
Damn, Cody, you need to go at him like that, bro. Why do you think we won't get Earl Thomas if it's not A, B? Apparently, O'Brien talked to Earl Thomas last year and basically had a conversation and said like, you know, it looks like you don't want to play football again. Earl Thomas played good last season, but not like the Earl Thomas that he once was. Of course, he's 31 years old. Does he help this defense? I think he does. I think him and Justry could be a pretty good tandem. And then as far as AB is, I don't think you see AB sign on a team unless an injury happens. I know there was a big old firestorm when Deshaun Watson was like, we're going to get him. So it's a tough one, man.
Earl, I think he wants to be a Cowboy for one, and what O'Brien said to him last year, which I'm just going to say, in my opinion, who is O'Brien to ask someone to Earl Thomas's tenure?
Yeah.
If you still want to play football, like, dude, it's about winning for you. I said this in my video. It's about winning for O'Brien.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. Earl Thomas gives you a better chance to win. That's what it is.
Aaron Rodgers said, "I traded myself to the Texans in Madden 21. I'm pretty good fit with Deshaun, that wide receiver." So speaking of Madden 21, how do you like it?
Dude, I'm playing once we get off on here, but I played one game. You know, it's kind of buggy, but most games come out and they typically are
When they
buggy.
first
They
come
get
out,
patched. Yeah, they get patched. So I'm not worried about that. I don't play MUT, so I'm not worried about that either. The gameplay was my biggest thing, and so far I like it better than 20. Madden 20 was trash for gameplay at the very least. It's a copy and paste game. Of course, they didn't add anything to franchise, anything like that. But I'm just gameplay is what I was looking at for. And you know, if I'm chasing a guy down, and I actually press the X button to dive, they don't just fall over; they actually dive for the player. You know, that's kind of what I want. I just want them to do what they're supposed to do. You feel what I'm saying?
What is the best Madden in your opinion? Let me tell you mine.
You always say it. It's probably the one you're about to say.
Madden 12.
Yeah, that's probably.
Madden 12 is the best Madden ever. From MUT, because I played MUT heavy, bro. I had a 99 rated team, to the franchise. I think MUT was absolutely fantastic. I think that was the last time they had the Sunday night, be the announcers. I don't like the new ones at all. Well, I don't. They're not new, but going back, Colts are an overhyped team. Phillip Rivers is done, in my opinion. And the Colts training camp videos, I think they try to really show a lot of what he can do, but he looks bad. I mean, but then again, it is training camp.
The one thing I've seen that was kind of iffy, which he still put the ball in the exact right spot, was that one that looked like a duck.
Yeah, I mean,
he put it in the right spot though. Like sometimes those throws happen. Like it is. I've been kind of paying attention to the Colts social media to see. And, I mean, he looks like – I mean, dude, like I've been saying, like what Ben Roethlisberger is for Pittsburgh. He's an upgrade just on his mind alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I know Phillip Rivers isn't, but he's been playing in the league 17 years. Like, it's just – Jacoby Brissett is a career backup. They upgraded at quarterback. He still has not thrown for less than 4,000 yards since 2012. And less than 24 touchdowns since 2008, I believe it is. Like, he's a gunslinger. They upgraded. He might not be Phillip Rivers from 2015, but just 2 years ago, he threw 35 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
I think his arm gets shot, man. And, and guys, how you know if a QB's arm is gone is he doesn't underthrow him. He overthrows him. He feels like he needs to put enough mustard on the ball.
He doesn't have the touch.
He doesn't got that touch. It doesn't look like he has it there in Indy, but I mean, wherever Phillip Rivers goes, I'm gonna watch. He's my father's favorite quarterback. I mean, he's a fun guy to watch play. I mean, when he got sacked, who was it? Yannick Ngakoue, and he's screaming in his name, 90-yard touchdown. I would have done that too. Viber said, do you think the Texans are going to the Super Bowl? If they go to the Super Bowl, it's going to be because of Deshaun Watson. What do you think, Cody?
Do you want me to answer? Like, from my opinion,
I don't know if we get to the Super Bowl, man. I think we make the playoffs for sure.
I don't know if we get to. I don't think we get to the Super Bowl, man. I just don't think O'Brien is that dude. I don't think I don't think a lot of fans realize how much coaching matters, and I just don't think O'Brien's that dude. Like, dude, look at the Cowboys, for example. I know just because I pay attention to them a little bit more for my channel.
Yeah, because you're a fan.
Their defensive coach, actually, one guy last year was trying to. They told him to play cover 3 or whatever it was, and he tried to disguise it. And show that the quarterback showed Dak it wasn't cover 3, and the coach said, "No, we're not doing that. Let him show him what we're gonna do." Like, what kind of coaching is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand how much coaching matters. Not you. I'm just saying in general, coaching matters to a team, man. It's a huge deal.
So you don't think the greatness of Watson can overcome O'Brien?
Not anymore. It's not 2009 anymore, man. You at Watson, the greatness of you has to overcome O'Brien, and then you're playing, say, Kansas City. You got to overcome Patrick Mahomes and then Andy Reid as well. One guy overcoming three. That's not, you can't. It's by yourself. It's can't do it, man. Not anymore.
That's the frustrating part, dude. Is because it's been 7 years, man. Almost a full decade with Billy O'Brien, and we're in the same position that there's no question about it. I just like right now I'm not putting my faith in O'Brien. I've said many times before, I'm putting my faith in Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is a type of player that just makes you want to watch the TV no matter what team he's on. I mean, when he was in Clemson, I don't watch college football, Cody. I don't watch it at all.
Yeah.
Every time Deshaun Watson was playing, I knew who he was. I'm like, okay, I got to watch what this dude is doing.
Right.
He's mesmerizing. So let me ask you a question. Let's say O'Brien does an okay coaching job. Okay, right? Not good, not bad. He's decent. But he also has the greatness of Deshaun Watson. In a situation like that, can the Houston Texans make the Super Bowl?
So say he's average, like he's 15 out or 16 out of 32 in terms of coaching, like if we could rank
yes.
Him. And then Watson, if everything goes right, but I read a comment just now. Houston defense could be nice. They could be, I guess. They were 19th overall, and you got a rookie DC and didn't really upgrade the defense. Like, if everything goes correctly at that point, great. But even the Kansas City Chiefs were a top 15 defense, and they won the Super Bowl. Like San Francisco, they had a top 10 defense and actually top 10 offense too, whether you believe it or not. And they got beat by that number 3 offense and then a top 15 defense. Like, so you got to have the defense to match it. It's just what it is nowadays. Who was the last team that just straight up on offense won a Super Bowl?
I mean, you could say the Eagles.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, that is a good one. But I think their defense, you had to slow down Tom Brady.
Angus had a very good question. Dad will say Watson is Michael Jordan. That means O'Brien is Doug Collins. Then Watson needs Phil Jackson. Who was the Phil Jackson, Cody?
That's tough. I think it might be a guy we don't necessarily know about.
Really?
Not necessarily don't know about, but isn't like a household name yet. Like I wouldn't mind the San Francisco DC as head coach, and then you bring in kind of the Belichick thing. He's the DC, he's the defense, and then you bring an offensive guy in and just let him do his thing over there. You're not controlling that at all, and you're letting an offensive guy run the offense. Just mainly focus on the offense. They don't have to focus on the head coaching stuff. So that would be something nice. I'm not as hype on Eric Bieniemy as like y'all are.
I am. All right, let me talk about Bieniemy for a second, if I can, Cody. Let me talk about Bieniemy. You know who he's been learning under? One of the best offensive minds ever to be in the NFL, Mr. Andy Reid. I think if he gets a quarterback like Deshaun Watson on his hands, then things can happen. I think T.J. Yates could do some stuff with Deshaun Watson. I think there's coaches out there who sees this Houston Texans team, who sees this Houston Texans offense and says, I could run it my way and it's going to be more better. Because when you have Watson, you should be doing more. How do I say, man? I mean, I felt like, I'm not sure if this is just me, but at the beginning, I felt like O'Brien was trying to make Watson Brady. And then his skill set alone, it was like, no, this dude has a chance to be better. I mean, like, look at the way his play, the way he runs, the way he does all this stuff. Different to what O'Brien hasn't seen. I don't think Deshaun Watson, I think he is miles ahead of what O'Brien could comprehend, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. My thing on Bieniemy is he's been running one of the best offensive minds in football's offense. Like, it's not like, to go back to it, the Cowboys and Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was revered as a genius. He was actually calling plays when he was in college.
Yeah.
Like he was he was drawing up plays. So he's been revered as a genius for a while, and he came up and was obviously smarter than Jason Garrett. I don't know if Bieniemy is that guy to Andy Reid. I think he benefits from running Andy Reid's offense. You get what I'm saying?
I do. But, I mean, who was the last coach not named Belichick to win a Super Bowl? That was Doug Peterson, who coached under Andy Reid. And then it's just, I think Bieniemy just is going to bring that different play style with Deshaun Watson. I think whoever coach comes in is going to have success with Deshaun Watson. You know, it's very hard not to.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, look at James Harden. He's had what? He's had Mike D'Antoni. He had the other one who was a Hall of Famer for Boston, Kevin McHale. Whoever coach gets James Harden, he's going to be successful. It's just who's going to be better for the right team.
Real quick, I got to go after this because I got to go pick up my girlfriend from her friend's house. But we were talking about the Super Bowl thing. The Falcons I see come up. The Falcons were dominating that game offensive and defensively until the third quarter. They win that game. It was their defense was playing well too. So that's what it is for me. But I got to go, man. Sorry to leave you like this. But
it's always a pleasure. We'll do this next Friday as scheduled. We all know Cody. I was about to hit you with the joke there, but I love you, bro. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you later, man.
Always, man. Do you think Kelly letting the offense players choose their favorite plays from the playbook will be an advantage in a way? I absolutely think so, Deshtred. I think when you give players, you know, when you give somebody a sense of, hey, this is not only my offense, this is your offense as well, it gets people excited. It gets people to buy in. And then you're like, okay, if we want what I want to run, well, not what I want to run, but what I like to run, and he keeps on implementing that, then, you know, then you have something. The New York Jets did the same thing last season. At the beginning, Sam Darnold was just absolutely hot garbage. Well, I mean, plus he had mono. But then Adam Gase, he pulls him aside one night and he says, hey, what do you think is going to work? What do you want to run? And then the offense for the Jets changed. They went 7-9. So when you give players the chance to have input in your coaching system, then you have something. You know, I think the old school way of it's my way or the highway is just out of the park because these players coming up nowadays are smart guys. You guys who watch me, you guys know football. You understand the X's and O's. You know when something is going to work, when something is not going to work based on the way the Texans line up, based on how the defense lines up. You know what we need to do. You guys have all the answers. The only problem is we're not the coaches. The game is getting smarter. The players are getting much smarter, and they have to be implemented into that game plan. Because if I'm Tim Kelly, I'm telling Deshaun, dude, in your rookie season, you were averaging 35 points a game. What from that season do you want to do now? And then we can have something going. And if you do that, then you can tell Bill O'Brien, you were right. And I, myself, Ruben Calavillo, was wrong. I don't mind eating the crow, guys. I don't mind eating the crow. I want O'Brien to prove me wrong. I want O'Brien to prove the city of Houston wrong. That, yes, he does know what the hell he's doing. I want that so bad because, guys, we deserve more from this Houston Texans team. At this point of the O'Brien tenure, at this point of 20-plus years in the NFL, some of you guys in this chat room are older than the Houston Texans. We need to start expecting more from the franchise. We need to put pressure on O'Brien, on ownership. When we traded away DeAndre Hopkins, that was the first time I saw the fan base erupt. And I mean erupt to the point where they were talking about boycotting games. When we do that, I'm saying you expect more. Because at this point of the Houston Texans franchise, you still the baby, you're still 20 years old, but you haven't done jiggly squat. At some point, you have to go balls to the walls, and bring in Lombardi to Houston. And we have the quarterback now. I've said this before. I'm sorry if I'm burping. I said this before. Deshaun Watson is going to bring the Houston Texans a Super Bowl. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We need to start demanding more, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I love doing this. I love doing this channel because I still think there's some way Bill O'Brien's watching my videos right now and thinking, man, you know what? Maybe I'm getting a consensus of what the fans want. We're in the day and age now, guys, where we have a voice as fans. If we don't like something, when Hopkins got traded, we show so much distress that the owner, Cal McNair, came out of his cave and had a meeting with the season ticket holders that, hey, yes, we know what we're doing. We hear what you're saying. It's going to be in the next couple years where we as fans are going to demand. And I'm all for it. And I'm all here for it. You know, you've heard the OGs of Texans YouTube, Soft Sports preach this forever. Shout out to Soft Sports, man. They've been doing this for a very long time. Hopefully, I'm up there with them in a couple months, in a couple years. Shout out to them. Shout out to Honcho, Wing. Shout out to Third Coast Sports Spits. Shout out to all those guys. But they were the pioneers to be and more for the Houston Texans. We need to stop feeling like we have no say, like we have no pull, because yes, we do. Because at the end of the day, we buy those tickets, we buy those jerseys, we buy those flags, we go in there, spend $10, $15 for a beer. As fans, we need to start demanding more. And I don't know why I'm going on this rant, guys. I apologize. I'm supposed to be hyping you guys up for the Houston Texans. Because in less than 14 days, we are gonna go shock the NFL. We're gonna go in an Arrowhead and we're gonna smack the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm gonna tell you guys how we're gonna beat them, and then I'll go to bed, because I gotta work tomorrow in the morning. But how you beat the Chiefs is you don't do what you did last year. And I think on the first play, you got to throw the ball deep. I think on the first play, you got to throw it just even if it's incomplete, even if it's, out of bounds. That thought that, hey, they have the deep. It's stuck in the back of the Kansas City Chiefs' minds. What is up? What is up? I think you need some background music. Yeah, bro. As soon as I figured out this YouTube stuff more, I'm still new at this. I'll figure it out. But are you going to live stream your reaction to week 1 while in the game? I'm thinking about it. I'm not quite sure yet because I would like to, relax and then get clear thoughts and talk about it. But going back to what I'm saying, you have to go all out against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think on the first play, you throw the ball deep, and it sits in the back of their mind that we have this in our arsenal now. Because we had it last year, but it was iffy at some point. Because Will Fuller is an enigma. He's either healthy or he's not. He's either catching everything or dropping everything. And now you add Mr. Brandon Cooks. So the deep ball is there. And when they try to stop the deep ball and they start playing, cover 3, they start trying to do prevent the tight ends to eat, the running backs to eat. So it's just, I'm super excited. The Texas fan base is very angry right now. Plus the Astros fan base. Astros just because we cheated. Like I said, we deserve everything coming to us. We cheat. We're still going to win the World Series when everybody comes back healthy. David Johnson's stat prediction, I think he has 1,000 yards. I think he has 600 receiving yards. But that is going to be all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I know I said I was going to 9:30, but I'm a little bit tired. I just want to let you guys know that I love you guys. I appreciate everything you do. If you guys want to hit me up, please hit me up on Twitter at 713HSP. Once again, that is at 713HSP. If you want to start your own YouTube channel and talk about football, hit me up, man. I love helping people out. I want us to be a community out here. I want us to be a family. The only thing I ask is don't forgive me when you guys get famous. But at the end of the day, guys, I love y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed day.